not gonna lie, I'm a minute late entirely because I was halfway through one of the songs on this playlist and I got really distracted just listening to the music. I was like humming it to myself and I was just lost in the music. I entirely forgot to hit play. Hit start. So I restarted the playlist. We're back to grooving and we're working. We're here. We're locking in. Why Whimsy stream when I'm at the Long Day Factory? To help with the Long Day Factory. Like, what else would this possibly be for? This is for you. For your Long Day Factory needs. But also because, for a totally unrelated reason, I got, for some reason, very used to being in front of a computer for a long period of time. And so, I was getting very anxious. And I felt like I really needed to stream something. So, we're broadcasting today. Evening, Midas. Afternoon. But yes, we're gonna be doing an art experiment because I typically would probably want to leave this for one of my alts, but I decided today we're just doing it on main because I had some ideas and I wanted you guys to weigh in as I was sketching these. Midas, I want to know who's your favorite, least favorite character in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. I like the clone trooper. He's my favorite, and my least favorite is Rey. Not just because she's a woman, but that doesn't help her case. Hello, Comradus. You know, that's my new favorite name. I like that, Comradus. Hello, No Eyes for You. Thank you for the broadcast, boss. I'm glad. Now I can end it. It's over. Goodbye. The one on the right looks like it could be Tenma. It is Tenma. So, okay. The Phase girls are... I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit. The Phase girls are all getting new outfits. And most of them haven't been revealed yet. I don't know if any of them have been. But I know Tenma and Pippa's are going to be released in a few days. So I want to get ahead of that. And today, me and you are going to try and figure out what their outfits are going to be beforehand. I'm going to use the full power of my art degree to try and see if I can solve what they are beforehand. And we'll see how close I get when their actual outfits drop. Are you betting on World Cup matches? So far I'm making bank. Shit, no, I should have because I kept guessing correctly. I love this song. I love this song too. I keep bopping. Weird time for a broadcast day. I mean, you know what? Now was the time. Think the right one is Pippa. The right one? You mean the left one? Anyway, so I have ideas. And I want to go over these ideas with you today. Tenma's a bunch of Tenma heads shaped weird. Actually, I have a very specific theory, and we're gonna sketch that out today. But first, I want to say, has a red spider lily be cool if she was Mako or Yokai? I have a theory about that, actually, and I did have Spider Lily written down. For some reason, a lot of people in their guest sketches aren't putting Spider Lily. I've seen like one person guess that was a Spider Lily, when it seems like painfully obvious that that's a Spider Lily. And all these other elements have me thinking of one thing. Well, one kind of hobcobbled thing. And Tenma, actually, immediately after I saw her, I thought one thing, and then after investigating a little closer, I thought another. So we're again, I'm gonna go over everything today, and then we're gonna sketch what I think these two are gonna be. Midas in my ear, listen to make a cosplay for my friend. Peek. I can't tell flowers apart. Ah, that's okay. I'm here to teach you today what a spider lily is. Hi, Midas. Didn't realize you were broadcasting. Melvin, neither did I. I'm gonna be entirely honest. This is spur of the moment. I wasn't planning on broadcasting today, but yet here we are. Just me and you and drawing. Something that I've been avoiding doing on this channel for a while. Not because I'm bad at it. Well, I mean, I'm bad at it, but I got a degree, so I mean, I can legally draw as much as I want. But because I'm very good at, I'm very bad at splitting my attention. You see the guy making pro VTuber studio for $200, like, full tracking and everything. You see the guy making a pro, I did not see the guy making a pro VTubing studio for $200, but I can believe it. There are methods for it. Isn't Spider Lily the licorice flower from that one anime? You mean Tokyo Ghoul? I mean, yes, but it has a long-standing tradition in Japan. Is it a gorilla stream? I love my gorilla. I love my gorilla wife. my gorilla husband. We need more gorilla VTubers. There's only like two monkey VTubers. I don't know any gorilla VTubers. Chat, if you find any gorilla VTubers right now, I want you to drop their usernames in chat so that I can check them out later. These can be more No. These are not more personalities, Nanashi. These are the teasers for 2 new outfits for some of the Face Connect girls, and we're going to be guessing them today. Is that armor on Tenma? I have a theory. Okay, we're gonna go over my theories today. There's literally the gorilla one. I'm okay. Okay, drop the gorilla one. All right. So, is that the flower from Silent Hill F? I can't believe they made that real. Cheeseburger family. Okay. So. First off, Tenma. Initially I thought, oh, well, actually, okay, no, we're gonna start with Pippa because this relates to my ideas for Tenma. So initially I looked at Pippa and I'm like, okay, the first thing I'm catching is this Tamagotchi dragon looking thing. Not entirely sure what that is off the bat, but initially I was reminded of the Camino Pet video game, because that looks exactly like the axolotl head in it. That said, it doesn't fit with the rest of the idea, so I scrapped that for a while. Eventually I came up with something else, and we'll get to it. But key elements I want you to keep in mind for Pippa today. For Pippa, she's got something round. She's got asymmetrical socks. She's got, like, these spikes. These almost look like bat wings here. Spikes. She's got asymmetrical shoes. So she's got the top of her boot here and the top of her shoe there. So we got tall socks, like asymmetrical socks, asymmetrical shoes, bat wings, fluff, dragon ears, circle. However, so the bottom half of this outfit would make you think, oh, she's going for a fantasy creature. She's going for a dragon, maybe. But I don't think that's where she's going. However, I do think she's going goth. I think Pippa is going full goth. And I have a reason for believing this. So if we move up, more elements. We see little pieces of her outfit here that are not related to her hair. We see little pieces of sleeve right here. We see this. This is what changed my mind about everything. This looks like the top of a pocket watch. Now, why is a pocket watch interesting and important? Well, what other rabbit out there has a pocket watch? That's right. The White Rabbit. I theorize that we're getting White Rabbit, emo, goth Pippa. We're getting White Pippa. We are getting White Pippa, everyone. All right. We're getting White Rabbit Pippa. All right. Now, because I've theorized we're getting White Rabbit Pippa, immediately my brain, when I looked at Tenma, was, oh, well then Tenma must be a Cheshire Cat. Alright? Tenma must be a Cheshire Cat. But then I decided to examine things a little closer, and I'm like, okay, so we got goth White Rabbit Pippa, so we're getting goth Cheshire Cat. Tenma. But then I look closely, and okay, we got the bat wings, again, repeated theme. We've got maybe bat wings here. So we're definitely carrying on those punk aesthetics. Got spikes, we got ripped denim at the bottom here. But then I looked closer at the multiple heads, and it looked closer to a Cerberus, right? Which is kind of like the dog. Or if you wanted to stretch it, a wolf. And I'm like, okay, well that doesn't work for that doesn't work at all for the Cheshire Cat idea. But you know what that does? I looked closer, and this looks more like a Doberman, or it looks like something else very specifically. I propose to you that we are getting Anubis Tenma. We are getting Cyber Egyptian Tenma. Cyber Egyptian Punk Tenma. Otherwise known as Brown Tenma. So we are getting White Pippa and Brown Tenma. Okay? That's my theory. And so we're gonna try and see what that'll look like today. Now, for this to work, for this to work, I think we're going to get 2 new colorways for these two. Now, I'm not sure about Tenma, but I know Pippa's not a stranger to having different hair colors. So I think it's not out of the realm of possibility that we're going to get white and red as the main colors for Pippa. Tenma, I don't think we've ever seen her stray away from white. So we're either going to get, like, leaning into the white kind of cyber Anubis, or we're going to get brown and teal as the main colors. Brown, teal, and gold. So let's get into it. Tenma does have a model with black hair? Fuck yeah. Alright, then that just leans into it even more. Alright. So we're getting Cyber Anubis Tenma, and we're getting Goth Emo White Rabbit Pippa. We've had Gyaru Tenma, so this isn't impossible. Exactly. Okay. Cyber and Anubis feel pretty far from each other. Maybe, but it's totally possible. Those aesthetics, while not immediately something that you jump to, could mesh together very well. And I think Cyber, because we're getting those new gen kind of like metal punk aesthetics here with the ripped things here. These look like sneakers. We've got spikes coming out of everything, every which way. And we've got this. These look more like ketchup and mustard bottles to me. However, these also could be weapons. I think realistically they could be weapons. We've got these spiked arm pieces. And you know what else has arm pieces on the edges just like that? Anubis. Anubis also has it. However, these aren't flat to the arm, so these could very well be Cyber. Okay. We've got a piece of the ear bitten out. And that could just be aesthetics. That could be part of the punk, okay? So let's start with Pippa. Actually, we're starting with both of them. So, for this to work, I'm going to assume that they are sticking with their initial model models. Initially, I was looking at Pippa and I'm like, oh, clearly she's got an entirely new artist. But, and the only reason I thought that was because her ears are different! However, that is not necessarily the case. They could stick with the same artist. And for the sake of simplicity, and so that I don't go crazy, they are staying with the same model artists, okay? Hello, Midas. Hello, man, dude. I think those, like, Bowser's spiked braces. Maybe. What an early stream. I was expecting 2 in the morning. Keck. Just got an ear transplant in Turkey. The background was a reveal for more fantasy setting. No, exactly! But you know what fantasy means? It means whatever the fuck anybody thinks and wants. Is Alice in Wonderland not a fantasy? Alright? There are cyberpunk fantasies. There's whatever. It wasn't explicitly have to be magical. But we are assuming... Here's my thoughts. I think they're going to be doing something like D&D. And these could be very well like D&D costumes. Okay? So, I'm assuming that they all don't match. I'm gonna be totally honest, I'm assuming every single character has a vastly different aesthetic, but it's gonna be justified under the, oh, well, it's fantasy banner. Okay, so. Since we're getting brown Tenma and white Pippa, we're gonna start with white Pippa. Now, White Rabbit Pippa has the pocket watch. I've already proved that this is a pocket watch of some kind. Did you see Uruka's tweet? I did not see Uruka's tweet. But I'm going entirely based off vibes. Herm. What do you think, Aegis Lily? I think I'm cooking. So we're getting emo punk, goth, White Rabbit Pippa. Why is the pocket watch long? Because it's tilted to the side. When you've got something circular, usually it goes circular. However, when it's got an edge like this, and it's facing away from you, you get more of an oval shape, like that. And the spikes actually play into that. These look like they're on the side. They're not symmetrical. This looks like it's tilted. Snow Bunny Pippa. Don't know, Midas. On one hand, you're cooking. On the other, I think Anubis Tenma is a stretch too far. I don't think an Anubis type would have bottom of their pants like that. Well, that's why I'm thinking cyberpunk Anubis, right? Like, I'm thinking modern Anubis. Alright. Now, the reason I'm thinking goth, we've got the bat wings here. I think I'm cooking. Even if I'm nowhere near what this is in the end, remotely, I'm inspired, and I think this is a lot of fun. Think Anubis would have thinner ears? No, actually. Here. Tenma herself, I think that this is like a Tenma Anubis, right? But if you look at the actual Dobermans on her arms, they look a lot closer to the Anubis. As well, we've had precedent for brown Tenma before. So, anyway, we're starting with Pippa. But Tenma is fox? Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Tenma is fox, true, but she could still be, like, a fox with an Anubis costume. Like, that won't stop anyone. Okay, so we're getting the spider lily here. We're gonna start with a rough red line sketch, and then I'm going to color on top. So we're looking here. Okay, if I actually pull open the references here, hide those. Pippa has lost her iconic side braids, and her hair is a lot longer. It's actually as long as her regular clothing. No, the whole Jen isn't Wonderland. I already debunked that with my Tenma theory. Because initially I thought this would be Cheshire Cat Tenma, but it's not a cat, those are dogs. No Ahoge. So, we've got edgy, goth, punk, and bunny ears. Where's my sketch lines? There we are. So, Ahoge is gone. Ears are here. I think we're going to get Pippa with emo bangs. We're gonna get the spider lilies. We're gonna have white hair. White and red is the main colors. She still has the same side silhouette here, except for the little pieces off to the edge. It's smoothed down. So we're gonna get like that. We are getting Gothkin Kippa. They pulled out her nerve ending. It's fucked up. I know, right? I don't think we know what kind of animal Anubis is. Might be wrong on that. I'm not entirely sure, but like the silhouette is right, and that's the first thing I thought of. It's fun that you're doing the art preview challenge. Well, I went to art school, okay? I gotta use my degree eventually. Now here, since that's a piece of clothing, I think that's gonna be part of the sleeve. So we're just gonna do basic silhouette here. I think that she's gonna be holding this, whatever it is. The sleeve. No, I think that's a bottom of the skirt, actually. Or, so I think this is a skirt, because of how it connects all the way across like that. We're gonna get form-fitting. We're gonna get form-fitting. Okay, form-fitting short skirt, Pippa. She's got fur here. We've got the tall sock and the short sock. We've got the boot, because that looks like a boot to me. We've got a shoe. Boot with the fur. Exactly! We've got the very long... Now, I think... Maybe we're getting a sleeve. We're getting a sleeve like that, actually, now that I think about it. Because look at that little edge on the piece of the white. We're getting a big, floppy sleeve. So maybe we're getting a jacket. After examining the silhouette, now I'm sure we're getting goth, White Rabbit Pippa. She's got the jacket, but a different jacket. She's got a skirt. I'm not sure what kind. God in heaven, don't make me act up for my little sis. I'm feral enough. That's crazy. Would she have a waistcoat? Maybe. We'll examine some white rabbits in a second. Thinking of set, maybe. And we've got this. I'm not sure what that is. I don't want to assume that's hair because that doesn't look like hair to me. Something right here. And it's not symmetrical on the other side. I'm gonna start calling Midas Chef patron instead of boss the way she's cooking. Ah! Keck W. What time zone is it? PST. Contramalga. Color of the coat. Okay, I think we'll get hair pieces. Longer than what we're used to on normal Pippa. She doesn't have the braid. She doesn't have the short hair pieces. I think we're gonna see the red spider lily dip a little bit further down, and it's gonna cover where those decorations usually are. You're skeptical on the dress? Well, here, let me convince you. It's either gonna be a dress or they're gonna be poofy shorts, and the reason I think so is when you look here, this silhouette cuts straight across, but it's too low to be the crotch area, because the crotch on her model goes about here. Okay? This is where her crotch would be. Okay? So this dips down, and it's not cohesive with the rest of the hair, and you can actually see hair pieces like that. So this is either two poofy shorts that mush together, or a skirt. And I think it's a skirt. And Spider Lily would fit with the underworld theme? I believe so. In Alice in Wonderland, the rabbit goes into the rabbit hole, and that is underground, right? So, we're getting there. Okay. Now, for the actual dress itself, I am not sure. Same with the jacket, I am not sure. But we can make educated guesses. So this is gonna be her pocket watch. I'm not sure how the spikes fit in yet, but because she has bat wings on her shoes, I'm sure that it's actually going to meet in other places as well. Now, while I think this is hair, I think it would be cool if those were bat wings. I don't think those are bat wings, though. But this, I feel like that has something to do with it. We're gonna keep that on the back burner for now. Okay? I watch your podcast later. Love you, Midas. See ya, Sean! I think the back of her coat and she's wearing tight pants. Interesting. I would say she is, except for the fact that she's got fur on her knee here. Okay, so, for the dress, let's look at White Rabbit, okay? Usually it's got waistcoat or a jacket with buttons, something akin to that. Succubus wings, surely not. Nah. Just gonna chill here until the second halftime for football starts. Have a good time! Okay, so, I think, we're going to get a bow. I think we're going to get a bow. It's gonna be a gothic kind of bow, though. Okay? And I think we're going to get buttons. I'm not sure if this will be sleeveless except for the jacket or not. I'm going to assume that it's going to have sleeves. I don't think it's pleated, but I don't have any ideas right now. Hey, Billy Donuts, welcome on in. Did someone say donuts? I'm not sure yet. The time rabbit you're cooking. Maybe she'll have more gothic accessories. I'm not sure. I don't think she'll have a bag. For this, we can really play around with details because we don't have many other hints. Maybe we'll put more spider lilies there. What do you think? I think her hair's going to be white, and if it has any color in it, it'll be red. I think we are going to see a departure from Pink Pippa, and I think we're even going to get red eyes. I think we're going to get red-eyed, single bang covering face Pippa. Although I'm going to erase that. Okay, so that is my thoughts on Pippa. Now let's go to Tenma real quick, okay? So we've got White Rabbit, Emo Pippa. And we've got brown Tenma. Brown Anubis Tenma. Let's move that down. Oh, dang, is my playlist dead already? Okay, let's get another playlist for music. Every extended micropop song, Jack Stauber. I like Jack Stauber. Jack Stauber, what happened to him? He just vanished. He vanished one day. Maybe some Red Queen motifs with the Alice. Ooh, that's an idea. Although this isn't Alice, this is White Rabbit. Hey, Six Shot. Yeah, you're right. Jack Stauber, too good for this world. So, since we're getting, theoretically, Anubis Tenma, we're gonna go with teal, because teal is Egyptian. We're gonna do something vaguely Egyptian for Anubis Tenma. I think we're gonna... If we look here real quick, the side silhouette of the hair seems identical to regular Tenma. So we're not going to see a change in hairstyle. I don't even think we're going to see a change in bangs. We're going to have very similar hair as regular Tenma. However, the color may be different. So if we go here, and we just fill in, we already got a chunk bitten out of her ear. So I think we're going to get brown and teal for Tenma hair. We may maybe even get like little teal pieces. Maybe triangles, because that's very cyber Egyptian. Are you sure it's not hair paired with the Mad Hatter? I'm sure, because there's no hat. I'm gonna be so entirely honest. It's got the clock, it's got the ears, but it's also got death motifs. So I think it's like an afterlife White Rabbit. Could be Cerberus Tenma. It could be. It could be. But I am more inclined to think that it's not. Because this looks way too intentionally cyber Egyptian to me. No. Okay. So we've got this, but also take note, this is thicker than this part of her arm. So it's not just an armband, this is a sleeve that starts up here. Alright, but it's not a jacket because it doesn't connect in the back. So these are independent arm sleeves. And because this, we have extra considerations. What the fuck is that? I don't know. That's the one question mark that I think we're going to develop as we go along. This, I think, is her tail. No, I lied. That's not her tail. This is her tail. There's a space right here, so her tail doesn't go all the way across. It goes down. Okay, Tenma tail. Hi again, Midas. Hi again, Crunch. Berserker Tenma, maybe. So we've got her tail right there. Using a form-fitting shirt, maybe? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, if we look here, we see a little bump here, and we see a little bump there. So I think that's going across like that for some reason. Let's examine closer, okay? I want you to take a very close look at Tenma's boobs right now for a second, okay? Her flat chest is not so flat on this end and this end. This protrudes up and out like that, and this protrudes down and out like that. This gives me that and that. They're the same width, so that gives me, if you connect it, a bandage, okay? I think that's a bandage. Or that's something. I'm not sure what it is. It's too low, though, because that would not cover her nipple. So there has to be something else there. So I think we're going to get form-fitting top that goes like that. Or we're going to get something that maybe goes like this. And we're getting bandages across the chest. Okay? We're getting bandages. Which, if we're going for Anubis and vaguely Cyber Egyptian, would make sense because Tenma's a mummy. Okay? Could it be a chest plate of some kind? Maybe, but the angle has me wondering more, okay? Maybe it's just Kingdom Hearts fans, something inspired around it. Maybe. I think we're getting armpit open Tenma. We're getting her armpits are open to the world, okay? That I am thinking without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm also thinking Getting high neck. Maybe more bandages. Okay? More bandages. Now this. This goes behind her. Of that, I'm certain. I think that's part of her weaponry. Now we've got more weapons here. Whatever this is. I think it goes like this. Part of the Cyber Anubis. Okay? We're getting there. We're getting there. It reminds me a little bit of the Dislight designs, actually. You bet your life on Cyber Choker? Maybe. Tenma Mummy Anubis. Again, Anubis is one of the Egyptian gods of the afterlife, if I am correct. Alright? So if she's Cyber Anubis, god of the afterlife, and she is White Rabbit of Death. Okay, we've got 2 death-based designs, okay? Thinking Cyber Fox may just be me. This looks too specifically like a Doberman, and it looks too perfectly like a Jackal for it to literally be anything but Anubis. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I'm wrong, I won't do anything, but I will be wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong. Okay. I think we're getting Anubis Tenma. He is a gatekeeper of sorts. We are getting the ultimate gatekeeper Tenma. Alright, I think we're going to get... Okay, so I think it's going to be a crop top. It's going to cut off there because this is form-fitting. You can see the little blank areas there, so that means that the model doesn't extend past that. So I think we're getting form-fitting. I think we're getting an open stomach. I think the shirt cuts off there. I think... Okay, we're getting... high-waisted, flared denim pants of sorts, or pants that are black and they fray off. So if they're black and they fray off, and it's form-fitting, we're getting to that edgy punk era. So this would work if it's cyber, okay? I think we're gonna have belts here. We're gonna have Tenma stomach. So we're getting armpits and belly with this Tenma. I think we're getting armpits and belly with this Tenma. Okay? I'm not sure why the dogs are positioned the way they are. This is gonna have to be something we discover together. Okay. Not sure where the dogs are even connected. Not even sure their full function or purpose. They could be going through her arms, or they could be entirely behind her. Hey Midas, are you hearing Jack Stover? I am Unknown Euthanasia. Big Anubis gauntlets. If that's the case, maybe her arms are coming out of... her hands are coming out of their mouths. But I don't think that's the answer. Okay? I don't think that's the answer. I do think the top of this, these sleeves, are supposed to mimic the armbands here, though. So if that's the case, we're going to do a simple division. I'm thinking maybe these will, like, be able to float up or down. So if that's the case, her hands are in front. Her arms are in front of these, okay? But let's not do that for now because I'm not entirely sure. Maybe, here's a thought. Maybe they are in front of her arms and her arms are tucked behind them. Okay, but they can't be tucked in that way because there's this blank space here. So that means the model doesn't extend to that piece. Maybe her arms are bent and her hands are sitting on top of the Anubis heads right here. Okay? She is petting both dogs at the same time. Okay? She is holding and activating her Cyber Anubi and their cannons, and they're going to shoot. Okay? Okay. 6-shot Shaver, what do you think? Interfaces are gauntlet actually way further down her arms, and they're extended by silly magnetic connection. Maybe. I think she's holding them like that. And she pulls their heads up, and they shoot lasers out of their mouths. What's that Ken Patchy doing there? Okay. And since everything is punk, and there's bat wings everywhere, I think that's gonna be a motif that we see often. We've got them there too. I don't know what to think of that. We'll think. We can think. We can cook. Okay, let's look at the shoes real quick. Again, these lean into cyber. So, they've got the bottoms here like sneakers. They've got some repeated bump elements here, which tells me either a strap of sorts or buckles. And here is interesting with how it bumps out like that and how it bumps out like this. That feels very futuristic. Now, I think we're going like this, and then again, that leans into cyber. So she's got the cyber Tenma 5000s, okay? She's got the Tenma 5000s. Here is interesting. Alright. I have no idea the fuck is going on there, I'm gonna be entirely honest. We'll get there though, okay? So we have concluded that she is petting dogs, both dogs at the same time. How do you even manage having like 3 to 4 personas to take care of? I've got 9 of them, but only 3 of them are active. Like, super active. The other ones are just whatever. Okay, so I'm thinking golds and teals and browns are going to be the main. Golds, teals, browns, and blacks are going to be the main colors for Tenma. Let's make a new layer here. So we've got her tail over here. But here we have 2 identical pieces that are really fucked up, and I don't know what they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate them. Do it this slightly different color. So we've got something here, and it also extends into here. Midas, damn it, listen, those heads are gauntlet wrist forearm guards. Okay, but they're too big. I think they are too big. They could be gauntlets. They could be forearm guards. They really could be. But I don't think they fit with the outfit properly. I think they are sitting behind her because that is what this suggests. It wraps behind her back. I really do think that they are a weapon that she is holding. Anyway, if we continue here, it goes up into her leg. It goes around. Goes in. Now that's interesting. That's fluffy. This is spiked. Now this looks like a different item than this, purely because of the flow of the objects. This may be connected to it. If we look really closely here, you can see that this is slightly transparent. So that tells me that whatever this is, it's not a solid object. It's either hair or it's a kind of fabric with a rip. So this specifically is giving me fabric of sorts. There's symmetry on the spiky parts. Yes, this and that look like they are symmetrical on both sides. No, hold on. No, they're not. This isn't over here. It's the art degree in Celsius or Fahrenheit or Kelvin? It's in Celsius. Okay, we're missing this here. So this is a unique item for this side of the body. It's a pretty pie. Maybe it's an open dog head. Maybe. This kind of does read like a tongue, I'm not gonna lie. It looks too organic. So if we assume it's an open dog tongue, but it can't be because it connects this way. This is so odd. If we're going with Anubis, it could be a scale thing because it's unique, but how would we fit the scale in is my question. These look like these could be part of a weapon, like rockets or something. All I see is a gothic WH-40K ship on Tenma's back. Maybe. Let's first figure out what this spike thing is. I think maybe this could be a No! I figured it out. I think I know what it is. Hold on. Okay. I think this is the bottom of a jacket or of an overskirt. Why? Look, it has a certain arc, and there's also something back here. This is the ripped bottom of a really weird jacket. It's got the right flow. I don't like it. But all of a sudden, then other items start to make sense. Maybe it's not like a full jacket. Maybe it is like an overskirt of sorts. Also, why are you making Anubis so short? Lamau. Okay, I think we're cooking. Okay. So now, the only real question mark we have with Tenma is whatever these are.
Nurse, she's gone.
Oh dear.
I left a lunch on the table in the operating room for the bereaved. A cooked
Now,
ham.
this as well.
As is
I feel like those
customary
spikes are part of the Cyber Anubis, though.
Dark situations.
A doctor, what? Which
I
one
must.
is the...
I must go.
Which one is the
I must.
ham
I
that-
must go. I'm on break.
Oh dear.
Now, this could be just weaponry. Weaponry that's part of the Cyber Anubis. But how are we going to design the weaponry on the Cyber Anubis? And the Kanpiki? Oh, the Kanpiki's easy. He's just a little guy. Like, he doesn't even need... You know what? We're gonna give him a big fat cigar. Because I said so. I think that's perfect. He's got a big cigar and sunglasses because... Come on, my dudes. Every design is better with sunglasses and a cigar. Wait, with those mecha gauntlets and spiked prism manacles, how the fuck did you get to waifuing Egyptian gods? I genuinely think that I'm cooking here. I don't think that a scale fits in here, like in this design. This could be like a gun, now that I think about it. Because this part of the silhouette does get covered. These could be interesting, weird, fucked up guns. Oh, and you know what? With how it's curved, maybe. Okay, I think she's got some weird, fucked up guns. Oh, wait. No, okay, well, that can't be a gun, though. Because there's space there. Okay, that's still part of the Anubis. We gotta keep that. Okay, but this I still think is part of the gun. This is a weird, fucked up scope. It's a harpoon just cuz. More of a gun, sword. I don't know. A harpoon makes sense. Yes, but she's got one on both sides. Maybe the dog's mouth is open, like the Anubis has an open mouth.
Today is one of those days stuck between.
Oh no, but it doesn't though, because of how it curves. It can't have an open mouth.
Everything to go, everywhere to do.
And her tail is here. Maybe she has two tails. I know that you think it's a spike bracelet, but this is very fun. Hello, Midas. Hello, Scar. Okay, let's say, for the sake of argument, it's not a really cool, fucked up gun. And it is indeed a spiked bracelet following the contours of this. And this is a hand, and this goes down. That's a spike, that's a spike, that's a spike. It's way too low on her body. Way too low, because on a regular model, and I'm assuming it's the same artist because it's the same silhouette, her hands end right here. Why would she have a bracelet all the way down there when her hand is all the way up there? Design-wise, I think you're cookie, but I doubt we'll get this. It doesn't matter if it's realistic or not. We're just trying to puzzle this out. Is that Tenma? Yeah. And I think that these are too far up on the body to be power fist gloves. If these heads were moved right here, I think you would have more of an argument. I'm going to be entirely honest. But I do not see it happening unless this is a dog and her hands are coming right out of the fists. And then that defeats the purpose of having power fist gloves because your hands aren't covered. No. By the way, who was the first to find Dottie? Oh, people found Dottie ages ago. I can't recall for the life of me. But it was months back. No, I still think, at least design-wise, it makes most sense that her arms are behind the dog and her hands are on the heads. And that these are cyber dogs that go behind her, and that maybe these are guns of some sort. I think this is the one big question mark. Now, I am not looking at other people's guesses for her design because I don't want to be influenced. Another guess, however, are naval ships. This could just be like... You know how in V-Fleet, they've got the ship girls? And they've got the ships behind them, kind of coming out of their bodies? That is another thing that is a possibility. However, I don't know how to draw ships, so we're not doing that. Evil Woman Midas. Hello, hello. So how are you guys holding up in chat? Hello, Midas. Hello, Joseph. But I think Ship Girl is just a stretch way too far for the direction that we're going. Hey boss, just had a fat nap. Fat with a PH? So I can get behind that. Anyway, because we're guessing Egyptian Tenma, the inside of her hair has to be blue. Cyber Egyptian Tenma. something. Do guns belong in fantasy? Do you have thoughts, Midas? Well, cyberpunk is, like, considered fantasy. Cyberpunk is very literally considered a fantasy. Just a cyberpunk fantasy. Obviously, Pippa's next skin will be inspired by Holly shirt from Artemis Fowl. That would require her be turned brown. Yeah, I think I'm totally stumped as to whatever these things are. Okay. So we've got our base ideas down. Let's start proper sketching now. So let's start with Red Pippa. Let's move the faces down. All right. Oops. We need a new layer. How much art degree Celsius will this design be? I'd say 40 degrees. I'd say 67 degrees. Okay. Pippa could be wearing breeches. Well, we considered that, but purely because of how close her legs are together, the pants would meld into themselves, and I think it's more likely that it's a skirt. It could be very easily pants, but I'm theorizing, based on other outfits that she's had, or outfit, I guess, that it's a skirt. The only reason I'm assuming an emo bang is because I really like emo bangs. That's it. That's the only reason I'm giving her emo bangs. I'm very corrupted, you see. Hotline, I'm looking for the window. Hotline, our rain's getting cold. Hotline. Pixies have an effect? Nah. Did you already whip it out for your Iruka? We're always whipping it out for Iruka. Good blue bear. Okay. We gotta make sure that no matter what, we always stay exactly on the white line of the silhouette. Interesting, I didn't notice, but this bulges out in a square way, and so does this. That does not follow a silhouette. So that looks more like there's a bow there. So we get a bow. Alright. Got the center of a flower there. That looks like it's part of the ear, actually, so let's put that in. How's it been? I just got back from work and I see that you're alive. Better live than dead. Am I right or am I left? Alright. We're going this way. I will say, something about being live for almost 12 hours, for no particular reason, has permanently altered my psyche, and I feel very strangely hyper. For obvious reasons, I love Dottie's design, but I never interact because I don't understand shit. Okay, chat, do you want to see Dottie real quick? Want to take 5 seconds to see Dottie? I feel like quite a few people at this point have wanted to say hi to Dottie. Strawberry.
I can save, oh, wrap it in the cinnamon. I've been died, oh, wrap it trouble now. I feel so good. Think and bend, oh, I won't suffer anymore, oh, I don't even think about it.
All right, we're back. If I start speaking in Japanese, my retention's gonna go down. Everybody's gonna leave because you all hate me! You all hate me! You're gonna leave? You're gonna leave if I start speaking Japanese! The voice behind the famous Crackhead Lullaby melody? No. That would be, that would be the Blue Bunny. Is that Jack Stober in the background? Yeah. Send coordinates. Naruhodo. 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 Doing my best Google Translate for Dottie Lamau. Watashi wa wet worker desu. Is this new or have I missed too many streams? You missed too many. You missed too many. Anyway, back to Gothkin Gothka. You know what, just for the sake of it, I think she's gonna have her eyes partially closed.
Laying into summer music, wall fell down, so I built a new one. On my nervous tendencies, what you began for me. Rock and roll is out of control. Bring her back by 9, young man. It's all salt and sweet. Like glasses drinking milk out of Monday.
Put on some Neil Cicerega. Lemon Demon for the good old days. What is this BGM? It's royalty free! That's what it is! To this day, I've not seen a hair design as cool as yours. Why, thank you. J. Pianolin. But will Midas give her her Molchi some runny makeup? That's an interesting thought. Fuck, man, now you have me really wanting to play some Lemon Demon. Man, I haven't played some Lemon Demon in ages! Alright, guys, we're playing some Lemon Demon. We're stopping the Jock Stober. Fuck, man. Old Godzilla was hopping around Tokyo City like a big playground when suddenly Batman burst from the shade and hit Godzilla with a back grenade. Godzilla got pissed and began to attack, but didn't expect to get rocked by Shaq, who proceeded to open up a can of Shaq Fu when Aaron Carter came out of the blue and decided to beat Shaquille O'Neal, and they both got flattened by the Batmobile. But suddenly, went to the Batcave. Abraham Lincoln popped out of his grave and took an AK-47 out from under his hat, blew Batman away with the rat-a-tat-tat, but he ran out of bullets and he ran away because Optimus Prime came to save the day. This is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Good guys, bad guys, and explosions as far as the eye can see. And only one will survive. I wonder who it will be. This is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Bum 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 bum. Godzilla got right out of Optimus Prime, and Scrub McGruff took a bite out of crime, and then Shaq came back covered in a tire track. Dick Chan jumped up and landed on his back. The Batman was injured and trying to get steady when Abraham Lincoln came back with a machete, and suddenly his leg and tripped. Indiana Jones took him out with his whip. Started Godzilla sneaking up from behind, reached for his gun, which he just couldn't find. Sorry, I got distracted. With this fist. I'm sorry, I gotta draw. I gotta lock in! I gotta lock in! This is the ultimate showdown. Oh, interesting. Hold on. I just noticed something about this hair strand. It folds in on itself in a weird way. Hold on. Look at the way the pattern this hair goes. So this is a strand. This is a strand. But then what's this? No, maybe it's just a strand that's folded in on itself. Maybe it's not actually weird. Maybe I'm stupid. Of Indiana Jones. All over on the ground. Writhing in pain. As Batman changed back into Bruce Wayne. But Chuck saw through his clever disguise and he crushed Batman's head in between his thighs. Then Gandalf the Great, and Gandalf the White, and Monty Python, and the Holy Grail's Black Knight, and Benito Mussolini, and the Blue Meanie, and Cowboy Curtis, and John B. the Genie, Robocop the Terminator, Captain Kirk and Darth Vader, Lopan, Superman, every single Power Ranger, Bill S. Preston, Theodore Logue, Spock the Rock, Doc Ock, and Hulk Hogan all came out of nowhere, lightning fast, and they kicked Chuck Norris and his cowboy ass. This battle about the world oversaw, civilians looking on in total law.
The fight raged on for a century, many lives were claimed, but eventually the champion stood.
The rest saw their better. Mr. Rogers in a bloodstained sweater. This is the ultimate showdown. Ultimate destiny. Good guys, bad guys, and explosions. As far as the eye can see, and only one will survive. I wonder who it will be. This is the ultimate showdown. This is the ultimate showdown. This is the ultimate showdown. Ultimate destiny. Man, I still got it! Alright, let's see what other Lemon Demon is out there.
In this present crisis, government is not
The solution to our problems. Government is the solution to our problems. One happy girl in this confusing world where everything you earn is getting left to burn. If it were up to me, then loving would be free. And I can give you that, and I can give you that. Take your money into their greasy hands and spend your money and take away your land. 'Cause you're worth saving, baby. Deregulating, baby. I'm Ronald Reagan, baby. I'm Ronald Reagan, yeah. Can I crack? What the fuck do you mean, can I crack? You said that like 4 times or whatever. You, honey, you'll never be alone. I'll save your business that you will someday own. Not like in comics, baby. With economics, baby. With Reaganomics, baby. Atomic bombing, yeah. She's got those big floppy sleeves. A larp Sahur of Lemon Demon. No, we can get into the real archaic shit if you want. Happy girl in this confusing world where everything... You know what I didn't consider? Hold on, chat. You know what I didn't consider? That this could be the back of a jacket. She could have the poofy shorts, like the White Rabbit. And this could be the back of a jacket. Oh, but that's too high. No? I'll take you for a ride. With Reaganomics, baby. With Reaganomics, baby. With Reaganomics, baby, 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 yeah. With Reaganomics. What if she had like, what if these designs are like somewhat corrupted or something? That explains like the fur, you know? Triangle that could be the base of a tailcoat? No, that's hair. That's 100% hair. That is nothing but hair. The fish is screaming at the screen as Midas figures it out, crying and punching the air with his little fins. Maybe. Alright. Alright, new song, new song. Let's see. Spirit Phone Remastered. We could do Brody Quest, but you can't really sing Brody Quest. Alright, we're doing the Spirit Phone. Lifetime Achievement Award. Ah, oh, man. Fuck, I haven't heard this song in, like, ages! Man. Pippa Tenma Fusion? No. Tenma has her own design. I've decided that it is a cyberpunk Anubis, but everybody doesn't agree with me. That's fine, because I'm right, and I'm gonna laugh at you when I'm right. We're getting white Pippa and brown Tenma. Okay, so here, this was the big thing that made me think that this was Alice in Wonderland. For Pippa, anyway. Okay, look at that. That right there, that is the top of a wind-up pocket watch. And I cannot be convinced otherwise. Quote you. I think she's holding it. Remember Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson really happened. Delta Echo Alpha Delta. Walking on the moon forever. Whoa. Ooh, ooh. You are dead and buried. You are dead. Oh no, it's being revised. Even as we think we're synthesizing mind and synthesizing heart and soul. Then Katy Perry knows you're dead. Oh no, you'd be surprised. If your heart to start tomorrow, when you see the track tomorrow, you'll be number one. You know what this could be? This could be like the front part of the watch. Is the standard process of designing a new VTuber model, or were these silhouettes released somewhere and you're drawing guesstimation what they could be? These are the official silhouettes that were released, and they asked us to guess Mr. Vapor is, so I'm guessing. I think it's an egg TBH. It isn't! Look, it's got the pocket watch top. That is so specifically a pocket watch top. It can't be anything but that. I think it's a really fucking weird pocket watch, like a demon pocket watch or something, but I don't think it's anything else but that. You are dead, and buried, you are dead. Oh no, that even died, even as we synthesize and plug in, synthesize heart and soul. What if it's a cage? Then I lose. If it's a cage, then I lose. Good as new. New hands, new throats, new living tissue. You've earned this new purpose. Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm using all 5 things that I learned at art school today. Could be a locket. That is also true. That is also true. It could be a locket, but I want to think that it's a pocket watch. Wah, 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 wah. I came into this with preconceived notions. Can we get denial by 7? You are not choosing the music, I am. I've had to fight against YouTube's copyright gods too long. I just had an 11-hour stream absolutely ass raped by YouTube. So I'm not doing anything right now that will get me copyright issues. When you see the check tomorrow, you'll be number one. You never let us choose the music yappies. I hate you! How many songs do you have cleared for copyright? You don't get songs cleared for copyright. You either have ones that are already in the system or ones that are not. If they're in the system, nothing you can do will save you from being smacked by YouTube's ass rape system. However, if it's an original song composed by you or people that you've commissioned, or it's made by a music artist that purposely hasn't put it in the system, like Jack Stober or like Neil Cicierega, then you can actually play it without cause for issues. Anything owned by Warner Music, though, you can't do. Anything owned by Warner Music, you will get murdered. Anything that's in an anime, you will get murdered. Old music, a lot of it is now owned by Universal, and you can't use it. Like songs from the 50s, old recordings, you can't do it. The only music you can really do is some video game music or artists that have cleared their albums on just. And even a lot of video games will get you copyright issues. Been murdered a few times yet. Yeah, Rose. Basically, any song cover I do, unless it's very specific, I make $0 on. Type shit. On my touch-tone telephone. On your AM radio. I think it's time for you to know the awful truth. The truth about me and the truth about you, 'cause you're a brand new species. Big cat, whoa, space Nazis. Robert Stack, oh, god damn it. Gonna snap. Leonard Nimoy, call me back, call me back. Try to call you every day. I'm rehearsing what to say when the truth comes out on my very own mouth. I've been working on a unified theory. If I make it through tonight, everybody's gonna hear me out, 'cause I'm the right one. On my touch-tone telephone. On your AM radio. Oh, I'm crying out authentic tears. They flow out of me when I think about you, 'cause you're the only person in the world who understands. Is this band's gimmick referencing a bunch of shit every song? Don't you disrespect Lemon Demon. Also, Lemon Demon isn't a band, it's just one guy, Neil Cicierega, and he just makes a fuck ton of music. Lifetime Achievement Award, Touch-Tone Telephone, those are specific things. Cabinet Man is a story-based song, same with No Eyed Girl and When He Died, and so is Sweet Bod. Eighth Wonder, Ancient Aliens has more references in it. Soft Fuzzy Man, that's original. As Your Father Expressly Forbid It, that's just LARPing as the dad I earned my life. Reaganomics is a referencing thing. Spiral of Ants is not. These are just, I like these songs. What's up, Cormitus of the Syndicate? Are you winning? I'm trying, Logan, I'm trying. I don't think these pants are right. I'm gonna be entirely honest. I still think it would be better as a skirt. It could be shorts. And it could be the jacket. I think we're gonna stick with the skirt idea because it just looks better. I'm the expert. I'm the one. Do you like Ariane's other albums? Like, 01, 011, 0001? That's one of their newer ones. It's alright. Think the Batwings are bow ties? I don't think so, specifically because of the curvature and the spike shape. That reads very much like Batwings. It is not round enough to be a bow. Hi Midas, hey Ghost! I think the pocket watch faces away from Pippa. I mean, that would make sense, logistically. I even think it could be a closed pocket watch, but I really want to, like, drive home what I think it is. Anyway, let's get to coloring. I don't think there's much other detail I can do here that makes sense. This is not one of my best pieces. This is very speed ran. But, like, I'm trying to get an idea across. We're sketching here. We're sketching. Have you heard his mashup material, Mouth Sense? Of course I have. Hi, Midas. Hi. This is just a very rough sketch of what I think is gonna happen. Bum bum ba da dum bum ba da dum bum 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 ba dum bum bum ba da dum bum ba da dum bum 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 ba dum. We'll find out in like 2 days. When you're done, can I eat it? Yes, Jeffrey, you can eat this when I'm done. Electric desires had unraveled all my wires. Organs were moving all inside. Circuit board to brain, circuit rolls collecting change. You can't win me, I can't be beat. I won't hurt you unless you cheat. You can't see me behind the screen. I'm half human and half machine. Do you like the demo version of the song? I love all the versions of the song. Can't remember for the life of me what the demo sounded like, though. Smugkin Smippa. Hope you have a good stream so far. I think it's going alright, Val. Hope you're having a good one. Having a good day, good time. only eating the occasional maintenance man. Few kids to madness, maybe they were predisposed to madness, who knows? Want to have fun, telling me my days soon are done. It's with the tiny little box they make in Japan. Spit in your hand. You're at a metal festival? Why are you here when you could be enjoying a metal festival? Tell me how it goes. Yo, I'm kind of loving Red Pippa here. Do. Makes me sad Pippa had such bad imposter syndrome after all these years. I want you guys to know that it's a person-to-person thing, you know? Like, some people can't help the way they are. They can get better with treatment and help and time, but, like, sometimes you just baseline will never get rid of your instinctual reactions to situations. And that's okay, as long as you don't allow it to destroy you. If you can recognize your problems, recognize that you may or may not be unreasonable, you can always work with something, right? And having imposter syndrome, I think shows humility. So even when you get big, it hasn't gotten to your head. Maybe it's still unbelievable. But also, I think it shows damage. I mean this in like a nice way. I mean, there's denying objective reality, and then there's fear of accepting reality. Right? I don't want to claim to know exactly what's going on in Pippa's life, but to have this severe degree of imposter syndrome tells me that something traumatizing probably led her to develop this way as a person. Yes? So, if you care about a content creator that is suffering with these kinds of thoughts, this unbelievable sense of guilt and overwhelming, you know, instinctual response, it typically isn't their fault, and they really probably can't help it. And the best thing you can do as a fan is to keep supporting them, to help them work through it, and even just distract them a little bit. Because there's a subclass of creator out there that acts like they have this for attention, and then and it's really easy to tell when somebody's acting, right? But then there's the genuine, I don't know how I got here kind of person. And you will never be able to fully convince them that they are quote-unquote worthwhile, because that is not something that they are probably capable of feeling. But you can support them, and in the moment, you know, at least prove to them temporarily that you appreciate them. Yeah? You'd be my no-eyed girl from nowhere. Mankind can go there. Too much light, blinding white, your notion, human devotion. It's alright. It's alright. I like this song. Pippa still hasn't gotten professional help for her imposter syndrome. She could probably afford treatment now. We don't know what the financials are behind the scenes. Maybe she can afford it, but I want you to remember that just because somebody's in a company, hell, even at the top of the company, that doesn't directly reflect what they are being paid. Because remember that platforms take a huge percentage, and then companies usually take anywhere between 50 to 70% of a paycheck. depending on your specific, like, agreed upon split. And then you're left with something after, and then you're left with paying taxes on what you receive afterwards. Like, let's say, as a creator, you are working for a company. Here, let's take a small break and let's have a financial chat. Let's say you're a creator, you're working for a company, and you've agreed upon 50-50 split with the company because that's their baseline that they want to do with you. That's totally normal, industry standard even. Some places more, some places less, but for the sake of argument, 50-50. That 50-50 is typically after platforms take a cut. And then it is after the company is taxed in its native land. So let's say a company is based out of Canada. A portion of that final payout will probably go to... What the fuck? What do you mean? Hold on, I just got a notification. Oh, never mind. Lamau. Anyway, a portion of that will go, because it runs through the company, to a Canadian government, let's say. Then after that, you've got what's left. So let's say you've got 70%, let's say generously, you've got 75% of that original money. Let's say $100. You as a creator, you earn $100 on YouTube. Chunk is taken by YouTube. Chunk is taken by the Canadian government. You got $75 left. Then the company takes half of the $75. I can't do math, but let's see. 75 divided by 2. Okay, you now have 37 of that $100 as a content creator. And then you have to pay tax on that $37.5 as the content creator. So after everything is said and done, let's say out of 100, my lazy math says that you get $30. Okay? This scales significantly as you get more money for a company. If you want to make a living full-time wage as a... Oh, all this hypothetical talk when you can just point to HoloLive VTuber clips where Aki Rosenthal says she receives $0 paychecks from HoloLive because she's repaying back the 3D concert. That is a different situation, okay? That is like a very specific situation where she probably could have gotten a paycheck, but she personally funded through the company something that she wanted to do. So using the company's name, very likely what happened was she wanted to put on an event, but a lot of people that she wanted to work with wouldn't work with her as an individual, only through HoloLive. So she went to the company and said, hey, use my content budget and also reimburse based off of whatever you probably were going to pay me out of for X amount of paychecks to backfill so that I have the ability to actually work with these people. That is not uncommon in the industry. That is actually very normal for companies. And more likely than not, she absolutely agreed to that, and she probably requested that. Now, why is she talking about this openly? Saying, well, I've got $0 paychecks. It wasn't because HoloLive slurped up all her money. She has to have put herself in that situation. Is it ideal? No. I think how she's presenting it, though, is slightly disingenuous to her actual situation. Tell me if I donate to Face Connect, then I pay the government twice, and then my Oshi does a third time. Yeah, that is the case for every YouTuber, every VTuber. But if you're in a company, it's just like a tiny fraction more gone. Yeah. So saying that, oh, well, why can't Pippa have paid for mental health for her imposter syndrome by now? I believe that she probably makes a living wage. She probably can pay rent and groceries and maybe a little bit of travel, but I think she probably doesn't have more than that. But that is my theory. There is no rich company VTuber. I very firmly believe that. Cleo Eddie said one of the best things that comes with joining a corp was the artist did not ignore her anymore. Yeah. I think that the best you can hope for as a corporate VTuber is that you break even. Wow, White People's coming out real nice. Thank you. I think so too. Let's go back to drawing her. except Hololive maybe. No, like literally, Aki Rosenthal just made like a massive statement talking about how she makes $0, or at least currently. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that is a very normal thing in this industry, that everybody who joins a company has to sign their contracts that basically lay that out for them. You never join a company, well, a legitimate company anyway, without being told those very specific things, those caveats. If you join a company and you don't understand those caveats, those potentialities, or even those potential situations, then you literally didn't read your contract, or you are in a very predatory company that's taking advantage of you and gave you a bad contract. Yeah. So assume, more likely than not, that indies are making more money. Indies are more likely to be rich. Like Ironmouse, Bao, any of the big VTubers that are indies, they're more likely to have more of their money because they're not getting that 50% cut. So let's say Ironmouse and Amelia Watson, before she graduated, made the same amount of money in a stream. Let's say they both made $10,000 for some reason. Ironmouse will probably get like 7,000 to 8,000 of those dollars in her bank, whereas Amelia Watson may get 3,000 of those dollars, but they both made quote unquote $10,000. Yeah? Yeah. When I hear what popular Western streamer lives paycheck to paycheck, I just can't believe it. It really depends on the streamer, right? Remember that living situations are different for everyone. Different indie streamers have more expensive lodgings. If they're not lying about being like living on their own, they're footing entire housing bills by themselves, or maybe medical bills. I am inclined to believe that there are more rich and more poor indies, and I am inclined to believe that corpo VTubers are not rich, but they make the same amount as they would at a 9 to 5. Yeah. So I think the smartest thing to do as a fan of a VTuber, like, absolutely donate if you want to support them. Like, they do live on the donations, basically. That is 100% the truth. Corporate or indie. In fact, I would say donating to corporate Oshis is more vital than donating to an indie Oshi, because they do get less as corporate, you know? Unless somebody, of course, has a corporate and an indie personality, then do whatever you want. But if the VTuber you like is corpo only and corpo exclusively, your donation to them is more meaningful because they get less money at the end of the day. Hey, Core Monet. How's the art going so far? I think it's going alright. Kind of like with music. Spotify gives nothing. Buying a single piece of merch is much better than a year of Spotify. Yeah, pretty much. I will say there are a lot of issues out there with VTuber merchandise. Not like quality or whatever, but for some reason it's near impossible for merch vendors to just be normal and to, like, produce and deliver the goddamn thing. Or, let's say, not get randomly political without warning the people that they're working with, thus making it look like the people they're working with are being politically motivated when people go to their merch site to buy things. Now, I don't know when or where that could have ever possibly happened, but I think merch vendors should just be merch vendors, and if they want to make a political statement, they should actually warn the people that are doing merch with them so that they can opt out of it. Is the merch industry full of weirdos? It's not full of weirdos, but it needs better transparency. Also, a lot of times, like, there's a huge issue with VTuber merch where providers will make stuff and it'll advertise, it'll be limited time, and then over a year later, you'll get the person's debut merch. And this happens across the board, every company, every place. And it's a lot of the times it's not the merch vendor's fault because they're working with people, they're outsourcing, and they get fucked over in outsourcing. But I wish there has to be a way to make it work, because I know the music industry makes it work, independent music artists make it work, so why the fuck can VTuber companies and VTuber... Hold on. I'm leaving in the crowd, I back, be small, but I am a freak. I just got a donation. Thank you for the 50. Your donation has your legal name on it, though, so I cannot say it because I don't want to dox you. Thought it's because it's shipping issues. Oh, that as well, though. Like, working in logistics, seeing how merchandise for regular company goes, it's fascinating to think about the concept of merch. This is why, like, even though people consider it lower quality, I really like Fourth Wall. Because even though it is technically print on demand, it's still custom merch and it is still of enough of a quality, you know? And the merch does ship out fast. Like, whenever I make merch through Fourth Wall, like, it pretty much arrives like the speed of anything you buy off Amazon, maybe a little longer, or any other online vendor. Like, you're limited to what kind of custom stuff you can do, but I don't know. I'm not saying every VTuber merch drop should be print on demand, but I am saying that it's not impossible for speed to exist. There just needs to be a proper conversation had. And blinking chains, hello, I'm here, I'm living in the wall. I know I might be small, but I am a freak. Hello, Midas. Hello, Opal Cowboy. Welcome on in. Hello, Midas. Love the Pippa design. Why, thank you. We decided that it is a otherworldly white rabbit. We're getting white Pippa and brown Tenma. Because we're getting Anubis, Cyber Anubis Tenma. Complete wonder. I'm not sure about the pocket watch, but I know it's a pocket watch. All right, I think her detailing is going to be gold. So let's make it gold. Let's add more gold and yellow to her outfit, because yellow is the superior color. Brown hair or brown like Panko? I'm thinking brown hair and brown skin, and like brown and blue hair and brown skin. Like, I think we're getting full brown Tenma. We're getting Egyptian, vaguely Egyptian cyberpunk Anubis brown Tenma. Every day I pity the veinless Snickers. Half the feeling is in the vein. Out of the merch stores, JP Hollow Store and Ubo Market have been Aldi the only ones I've not seen do massive overcharge on shipping to EU. Oh, shipping to Canada is absolutely ass rape. Like beach tan? Yeah, like beach tan. My name is John Michael Morbius, and it's morbing time. Oh boy, Morbius. I'm a big fan. I do think she's having white fur. I think Pippa. We're getting skin, but we're also getting fur because there's fur on the design. So I think white fur. Hubbard. Thank you for the 25 from Oopsie McDoopsie. Hello, Oopsie McDoopsie. Yeah, I think maybe this might be the closest we get to a furry. You know what? Maybe Pippa's gonna be a goth furry. Maybe I was like misreading it. Maybe she needs fur. Hold on. Things happen for a reason. We're getting furry Pippa. Feel I know my mind's a cave so dark, no moon, no stars, no sound, just me. Also, I think she's tired. I think Pippa's tired, so we're gonna make her tired. Because she's emo and goth. Some of them edible, some of them weak. We could do, like, the eyeliner tears. I don't know. I think it's a good look, but I don't think it's what she's going for. Remember, we have to follow the silhouette. And I don't see much else here. Implying it. Maybe she's trying to cover the fur on her legs. Strange things happen for no reason. In this horror game, SpongeBob and Squidward are trying to kill you. Alright, let's save real quick. Alright, I think we're off to a good start. I think we're not quite done yet, though. I think we need more spider lilies. I'm going to... I think I have a spider lily brush, actually. Hold on. Do I have a spider lily brush? I feel like I do. I feel like I've drawn with spider lilies before. No stars, no stars, no sound. I have a blood splatter brush. Nah, I'm gonna have to look. Hold on. Oh, I have a saxophone. Chat, should I give her a saxophone? Oh, I have to update my clip? Oh, that sucks. Okay, search for materials. Hold on. Yeah, fuck it. She's jazzing! She's straight jazzing! Something about a sexy phone. A saxophone. Gotta go. See you later, mates. Have a good one, Joseph! Alright, hold on. We gotta find a spider lily. Oh, there's a new Chippy base on Clip Studio! Oh, that's so cute. That's perfect. Hold on. That would be so good for Betty! Oh, actually, can I show you guys what I'm working on for Betty? Wait, you guys can't see my screen, can you? Hold on. Where the fuck did I put my Betties? Guys, I lost my stupid rabbit. I lost my stupid blue Betty. Where's my blue Betty? Windy and stormy, go your way. Where is my... No, that's not it. What you girls really need is a soft, fuzzy man. Empty man, a trick of the light. Hold on. Okay, Spider Lily. We're downloading Spider Lilies real quick. Real quick. Okay, we gotta re-download this material. A Midas stream at this time of day, at this part of the country, localized entirely within your broadcasting system. Yes. See me. Okay, go to downloads, all material. There we go, Spider Lily. I'm gonna make it red. No, I don't want color burn, I want multiply. So please, baby, step into the mist. Woo! Okay. I think Midas's persona should be ranked based on how much correction they need. That's nasty. Midas, cell coverage is spotty on this train, but as well seeing you at day 0 with Pippa. You seem so flustered. I was, Des. I was pretty flustered. Partially because screen-to-screen contact as a VTuber is near impossible, and I know that she could barely hear me and that I could barely hear her, but I really wanted to say hello and to show my support. Day 0 at FaceCon was interesting. Also, I saw people in the crowd, and I also didn't want to interrupt her meet and greet. Well, it wasn't even a meet and greet, it was just it was a meet up, right? I just wanted to say my piece and get the fuck out of there. And even then, some people they saw me, and they're like, oh, a VTuber, and I'm gonna say hi, and it's just like, no, fuck off, go away, go away, go away. Some people still, I didn't say fuck off. But it's like, no, this is the Pippa meet. Go away. I'm trying to meet Pippa. Go away. Wait, were you drafting this time? Were you thinking of Alice in Wonderland Rabbit? Yes, Rose. Hold on. I showed it earlier, but my idea was this was like an evil, fucked up white rabbit of death, and Tenma is a cyber Anubis. Were you a robot something? No, I had Vinyl carrying me around on an iPad. Anyway, before I go back to bringing out my Blue Bunny, I actually want to finish my idea I had here for Pippa. So I think... Oh, oops, that's not it. I think there's like gold chains here. That's not gold. I think there's gold chains here. Maybe even some liner. If I lose my hair. Punch real on the side of my head at the Muay Thai gym. That's kind of crazy. I hope you're okay. Hello. Hello, Aaron Kelly. That's what I'll do. I'll fucking yell at you. Is this the girl from Inuyasha? I'm your dad. Alright. So we got Schoolgirl of Death, White Rabbit, Pippa. Okay, let's save real quick. Hold on, now I want to find my Blue Bunny. Where did I put it? I lost my baby. I lost my baby, chat. My Blue Bunny baby. Say forbid it. As my father, I expressly forbid it. Peter. Where did I... It was literally... Open. Okay, what about recent? Is this it? Okay, yeah, this is it. Okay. Blue Bunny. Look at the Blue Bunny I'm working on. I made a bunch of different faces. Bunch of different faces for Blue Bunny. The day I die. I'll quit my job the day I die. And never cry. Hey, Midas, still mad at the world? Always mad at the world. But right now we're having a good time because it's Bunny Day. Losing all my hair. Losing all my hair because the meds were right. Standing on a chair. Standing on a chair. Standing on a chair because I earned my life. Earned my life. Earned my life. Anyway, right now we're working on Tenma. Making goat cheese terrain at work. That's fascinating, Komita. So is this blue bunny another Midas persona? Well, I don't know what you're talking about. That's Betty. That's Betty. That's Betty. You guys want to meet Betty? Guys want to meet Betty? I could summon Betty right now, real quick. You're asleep. I'm terrified. Before my eyes, see the end before my eyes. Okay, there we go. Okay, I can pull her up. Betty Magic, marker on a grave, marker on a grave. I'm the one that died. Underneath the man, underneath the name. I said he earned his life. I earned my life. I earned my life. Jesus Christ, better learn how to forage. Utilities and mortgage are all that will survive. I'm Betty! Was on a graph, so I could know how much left I have earned tonight. Hold on. What other music do I know? I know a lot of music. I'm a blue fucking bunny! And I'm meant for swimming! Necro! It's time for you to know the awful truth. Put that away, Warlock! About me and the truth about you, 'cause you're a brand new species. Big cat, oh, space Nazis. Robert Stack, what? God damn it. Gonna snap. What's special about Betty? She's blue. I'm blue. Every day I'm wishing what to say when the truth comes. I'm a very own now. I've been working on a unified theory. If I'm get through tonight, everybody's gonna hear me out. On my touch tone telephone. I'm the only one. On your AM radio. Oh, I'm crying out. Authentic tears. They flow out on me when I think about you, 'cause you're the only person in the world who understands. Oh my God! What the fuck was that? That was a fucking demon. I got possessed by the spirit of the blue one. A very cute and bunny one indeed. Anyway, we're drawing Tenma right now. I'm the only one. It's so strange that the one stream, well, it's a broadcast, I tune into in a year or more is you singing the cover I was obsessed with twice. Something overcame you. I don't know. That was kind of weird, man. Nice tribute, thank you. But my buninu. If you want more of that weird fucked up creature, I know that she has a Twitter. I don't know if she has a YouTube. I've never checked. Why are you round? Well, why are you homosexual? I mean, it is Pride Month. Maybe that's why I'm round. I'm round because it's Pride Month. Yes, it's all real. Ancient aliens. It's all true. I'm an expert just like you. Anyway, merge this down. You can't just ask people why they're around. Yeah, man, that's fucked up. What's the bunny's canon age? You mean Betty? I don't know, you should ask her. If there's any mods, I know that you're like sneaking around, all sneaky salamander type. You should you could drop Betty's Twitter. I know that she's got one. I feel like certain events within the last 48 hours might have broken you. I'm not breakable, sorry. If anything, I'm stronger than ever. If anything, it's increased my power tenfold. Good to see you around, by the way. You just popped into my feed. That's crazy that you're not obsessively stalking me 24/7. You must hate me. But yes, it's wonderful to see you. We're just straight vibing here. Started watching some Yuri, but I want to know other stuff there. Anyone know any good BL anime? You'd have to ask, I don't know, someone that isn't me, because that's not something I'm really into. I know that there's a librarian from a really cool company, though, that really likes BL. I think her name's Leia Memoria. If you want BL or whatever recommendations, I'd recommend her. She's actually a very chill VTuber, all things considered. I don't know her personally, but I think you'd really like Leia Memoria. Did you draw that banner for Betty, or did she do it herself? Oh, no, I did it. I did it because I wanted it to match my banner. She didn't have a choice. Without naming names, how bad do you think the parasocialism towards you is? Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's manageable, and sometimes it gets very scary. I'm not gonna lie. There are some people out there that I do genuinely feel a little worried about at times, but more often than not, people tend to behave themselves. I will say, though, that because of the incident at last year's Off-Kai, that I will not be holding another offline meet and greet again, like, probably ever. If you see me in real life, that's fine. But the danger from last year's Off-Kai, that really put the fear of God into me, so to speak. Yeah, let's just say I was very lucky to have the very specific duders there that I did have. Otherwise, things could have gotten very bad. I had some very severe stalkers at Off-Kai last year, and at the meet and greet, there was one that had arrived. I'm not going to name him by name, but he had already displayed a very worrying pattern online, parasocially, in my community multiple times over. Like, one time, he was, like, emailing my work email. Like, I had to shut that work email down and make a new one because I couldn't handle him sending me these awful messages. Trying to romance me, which is, like, whatever. I mean, you know, might be socially awkward, but, you know, good on him. Yeah, but then he started sending me love letters in his own blood where he was cutting himself or poking the blood out or whatever, and then writing it. This same guy showed up at Off-Kai and was following me around, and at the meet and greet, he tried to give me porn, like, that he made himself to try and win me over. And overall, it was just not a very safe situation with this guy. And he's not the only one that's done things like this, but that situation really put things into perspective for me that I don't think it's wise. Even though, like, historically, I started out as, like, a face cam Genshin Impact creator. Ever since becoming a VTuber, even if it's easy to find my face online, having offline meet and greets just is not, it's not the way. It's not the way. I will say, the only reason things went... Damn, somebody else already tried the blood letter thing. That was a great... There goes that idea. That's crazy. Yeah, thankfully Vinyl was there to spike the flash drive. Yeah, Dynamite, I was gonna say. Things would have gotten a lot weirder. They would have escalated without Vinyl being there. And it's so funny, because I told my mother this story, and ever since then, she was just like, oh my god, he's so cool. He's your strongest dude, right? He's my favorite now, too. So when I brought my mother onto stream, and she shrieked when she saw him, that was why. Because I had very recently told her that Off-Kai story, and I showed her pictures from the meetup, and so she recognized the name and she flipped her shit because she's like, oh my god, that's the guy from the story. So yeah, unfortunately, Vinyl has accidentally seduced my mother, and they've never met. But I fear if he ever met my mother, I would lose my mother, and then I'd have to start calling him father-in-law, and I don't like that. Or no, not in-law, father... What's it called? Stepfather? I don't know, I don't like that. Anyway, Vinyl, stay away from my mom. I'll fucking kill you. Stepfather. Well, here's the thing. So, my mama likes to be called mama, and my father likes to be called father, and it's very natural for me to call them mama and father. I didn't realize that people would call their parents dad outside of cartoons and movies until I, you know, met more children at elementary school. And it felt so weird and clunky. I tried calling my father dad once, and he's just like, ew, don't do that, that's gross. I am your father. And it's just like, yeah, you're right. You are my father. Dad is such a weird, contrived, fucking stupid name. Well, thank you, Trotbod. Do you find certain models get more parasocial energy? No, I think people are pretty balanced amongst all the different models. He's our short Latinx. I called my parents mommy and daddy till junior high. Yeah, no, that's fine. Like, people made fun of me for calling my parent, like, my mother, like, mama, and then my father, father. That's just, it's normal, you know? Are all Slavic fathers this distant? No, he's not distant. He just likes being called father. Calling him short and Latinx is crazy. Hey, he earned it. Did you see that picture he took in the Jorb pit at Offkai? No eyed girl from nowhere, mankind can go there. Too much light, blinding white. I just got to hold my baby niece in my arm and it was amazing. Doubled Halo, that's awesome! Little red bat guy with the sunglasses looks cool. Oh yeah, no, he's tight as fuck. He's got like a big cigar too. I think it needs more bandages. Oh, we'll get there. The reason why I went with bandages is because if you look right here, it's got a little edge here, little boop boop boop, and here it's got a boop boop boop. And that doesn't make sense for an asymmetrical top because the nipples would be showing, but it does make sense for a bandage. So I'm guessing, to fit into the ancient Egypt but modern tech vibe, that it's bandages across her chest. What tablet do you use? I use a Huion. I use a Huion touchscreen monitor tablet. I think it's the 16 Pro? No, 16 something. But yeah, Huion is vastly superior to Wacom, because Wacom for a while they had a corner on the market and they were just charging ass rate prices because they could. When their tablets were no better than their competitors. Always go with a Huion, unless for some reason your computer can't handle it. But it's literally just a monitor. It's fine. when he died. Turns out he left behind. Guru, your art is so good. No, Rose, you're so silly. Seems like you've come a long way since your Doomer posting YouTube shorts, and I hope you've taken the time to celebrate your accomplishments. Ona Papap, thank you very much. That's very kind. The grind never stops. I do my best. Entering a tunnel. See you later. Goodbye, Des. I hope you survive. The wood was scorched when he died. He found so many scorpions inside his bones when he died. Maybe it'll be like it's tied at the waist. So it's like a jacket, but it's around her hips. A Hulian tablet is a second monitor that's supposed to be a creepy love gift sent by a stalker to a VTuber who sent it to me instead. It's a great monitor. That's crazy. Hag love, Lamau. Yeah, we love Tenma. Began to fade, and the laughing record played. The laughing record played.
When he died, they found a message etched into his spine that said, when he died, an endless page of untold nightmares would be
But evening all, Angry Bird, your image, base tonk. What's your biggest goal for this year? Not one that I can say here, unfortunately, but I guess my second biggest goal would be to actually, I don't know. I feel a little I don't know. I feel a little aimless at times, I'm gonna be honest. I'd like to know what I'm doing, you know? I'm not sure. I'd like to be doing better, if that makes sense, where I'm at. I'm doing well enough, but I'm gonna say this. Just because somebody has more numbers than someone else doesn't mean that they're doing the best in a conglomerate. I'd say where I'm at, I'm probably the least successful member of my conglomerate. I think I'm dragging people down, honestly. And I want to change that. I'm trying very hard to change that. I'm doing everything. I'm uploading, like, absurd amounts of content. I was doing daily shorts for 2 months. Sometimes multiple times a day. I was doing 4 streams a week. Working on some long-form videos. But it really amounted to almost nothing. Whereas the people I worked with would do like a third of the amount of what I did, and they... Again, I had more numbers, but ultimately that doesn't translate to behind-the-scenes success. And I'm not envious of them. I just feel like I'm wasting people's time. I want to be better. I want to be more useful, you know? I want them to be proud of me, you know? They've done so much for me, and I'm trying to do something for them, but I feel like I'm a sink. I feel like I'm not providing enough. I don't know what you mean by successful. I mean I'm the lowest earner. Probably. Likely. You can maximize everything. You can do all the video editing yourself in the world that you want. You can multiple stream a day, multiple art a day. You can do any and everything. But it really doesn't matter if you don't make money, you know? It's pretty stressful. But I do my best, and you can only do so much, you know? There's only 24 hours in a day, and if I did any more, then I think I actually would have to graduate Midas, like, strongly, because I do not have the ability to do it all. The only reason Midas still exists is because I haven't done 100% of everything I could do. But I fear the only path forward to be properly successful where I'm working is actually graduating Midas, and I don't want to do that. Which is stressful, because they're not telling me to do anything. They're very kind and happy and helpful, and they're letting me do whatever I kind of want. But that makes me feel worse in a way, you know? Hi, Midas. Nice to catch a stream of yours. Big love to you. I hope you're doing great. I'm doing alright, Juju. Thank you for coming on in. Working smarter instead of harder. Well, you see, I'm trying to do both. You know, I'm trying to work smarter. But it's not really amounting to much. I'm really at a loss for what to do. I ask for help, and people give me advice all the time, but ultimately the advice leads to nothing, because I do it, it does nothing. They do the exact same thing they advised me to do, and they do great. So it says more about... I don't know if it says more about me or what. I don't know. You've been barely on Midas the last 2 weeks. What makes you think graduating will change things so severely? Have you not looked at my activity? Here's the thing. Save for some time period a little while ago, I've been trying to at least be once a week on Midas. I'm constantly interacting on social media. I'm very active in the community, even if I'm not streaming as often or broadcasting as often. As well, I've also got my alts. But I count my alts as Midas because they're all public now. Graduating all of them and putting 1,000% of all of my time and effort into just the contracted work. Ultimately, I don't know what it would do. I don't think it would do anything, if I'm gonna be honest. In fact, it may backfire and cause damage. Once a week, yet many of times where there were 3 weeks of no Midas broadcast. Those ones were more specifically because there was issues in my real life. The times where there's 0 Midas broadcasts, it's because I'm physically not near the computer, or it's because I'm doing the bare minimum that I'm contracted to do, and I physically cannot do anything else. It's not just because I hate you guys. Honestly, I'm not going to talk too much more about it, because I feel like it's a nothing burger of a conversation. It's easy to forget that most of these people in chat are human beings that appreciate work. I know it's easier said than done, but shifting your mindset to gratefulness will feel better. Okay, Onapop, have I ever been ungrateful? I'm going to be so honest. Have I ever been not gracious for the people that come, that show up? I'm lucky when even one person shows up. This isn't about, oh, the numbers are bad, meh, meh, meh. Nobody comes, nobody supports. No, everybody does come and everyone does support. It's a different metrics game in regards to when you work for a company, the expectations on you are different. And suddenly there are consequences to not meeting specific expectations. I'm constantly thanking the community. Hell, I just had like an 11-hour thing that I did yesterday, and I'm like, anybody that came, I was surprised, because it's one of those things where it's like, 11 hours, that's a fucking slog. No, but like, you get bored after 5 minutes, but people came, you know? And it doesn't change the fact that in 11 hours, I made like less than half than somebody else would have made in a 4-hour stream on their end. And that's not like a, oh, everybody fucking sucks and they're cheap. It's like, no, that's the reality of the kind of content I make. And I've come to accept that, and I have to grind harder to make sure that I can justify continuing to operate that way, because I really hate people that are constantly dono begging. And you can dono beg, and you can do your best in, I don't know, it's how do I put things, you know? How do you even approach this conversation? Because it's like, when you're making money for yourself, it's whatever. You just do whatever and it's fine. When you're making money for other people, all of a sudden failing makes you suck. And it hurts. But then you look at like the people in the room that you're supposed to be entertaining, the advertisers you're supposed to be appealing to, and it's like, well, if I change though, people aren't gonna have fun anymore. And it's no fun when somebody's like, a bajillion dollars, meh, meh, meh. Like, that's some stupid gay bullshit. I hate that. I hate watching streamers that do that. And so I refuse to do that myself. I don't know. I think I locked myself into an unwinnable position. Right? I've done such. But you know what? I don't think I want to change it. Not as it is, you know? I have to make it work to prove that I can make it work. By the way, didn't watch your sister the other day? Is she going to taxidermy those frozen redneck popsicle squirrels? They're too frozen, too like freezer burnt. I don't know if she can. Other VTubers I know went 4 years or more at sub 100 CCV till they hit big leagues. Never give up. It's not about, well, again, like, I don't want to be number dooming, because it's not about numbers. Again, I have the best numbers out of everyone. Financials, I'm just sucking. I think I'm the most burdensome of the people I know in that unit. And when you're burdensome, you feel guilty. Like, you feel endlessly guilty. It's not the numbers. Like, I need you guys to realize it's not numbers. It's, I'm a failed return on investment. And I'm trying very hard to break out of that. Stop. Stop what? I'm not dooming. I'm not putting myself down. Putting myself down would be saying, oh, I suck and everything's awful and everything I do is wrong. And but no, I'm being very like specific with my wording here. look, if this is too much, we can move on. That's fine. This is whatever. Let's just get back to drawing, okay? I think you guys are taking away the wrong message here. I think everybody is having the wrong takeaway from what I'm talking about here. Okay? So we're not going to talk about it anymore. Why do you pull out the Chibi Midas for the serious stuff? First Bonnie Blue, now this. Because it's way more fun to pull out the Chibi for serious stuff, because then people, it doesn't feel as weird. Anyway, since we've had Tan Tenma before, I think we're gonna see Tan Tenma again. Hey, Brob, you have a good one. I feel like that's a little too yellow for what we're going for. I don't understand anything. Here's a couple of thank you, Hossman. It's not about I need to drain everybody of all of their dollars. It's I need to make better content that resonates with people. That's the takeaway I need everybody to come away from this with. That I don't know what I'm doing and I need to figure it out so that I am a return on investment. That is the takeaway. Okay? I don't need my audience to do anything different. You guys, or the audience of the people for the character that I play for that company, don't need to change any of their behaviors because I love them as they are. What I need to do is I need to just make better content. That is the start and the end of it. As you wish. Okay, thanks. Thank you, Hossman. Soft fuzzy man. I think we're gonna go with this. We're staying with the teal. We're staying with the teal because we're doing all that. We're doing Egyptian Tenma. Hey, Midas, about the parasocial thing earlier, I want you to know that the throne things, I do the throne things because it's funny. I don't actually believe I have a shot. Treborn, I understand. I do understand. Most of my community, 90%, 99%, not, okay, 97% of my community, I do not fear. I do not worry. I know that it's all in good fun. I don't want you guys to take away disdain or disgust. I'm not stupid enough to believe that anything is more than it is labeled on the tin. The only parasocial people I'm worried about are those who are very explicit about it, that have decided to take things a step too far. More beef tallow. The beef tallow arrived yesterday, by the way, and it's sitting in the kitchen. I gotta figure out where to store it. I showed my father. I sent him a text and I'm like, there's beef tallow now. Now the bucket is big, but it's not as like sized as I anticipated. So I don't think I could deep fry a chicken in it, but I could definitely do a lot with it. So we'll figure out something. We'll figure out something. We can make some beef tallow content. Hey, Ratchet. May not be the best when it comes. No, it's fine. Like, please, just talking in chat, commenting on videos, being around on Twitter, that is more than I could genuinely ask for in regards to an audience. Because I find it difficult enough to comment on the people that I support. I've been watching Pippa for quite a while, but I've only very recently started openly talking, right? I am a serial lurker. Okay? Support is not just money. Support is talking, support is time, support is seeing the content, period, and appreciating it in a way that I can see. Tanma, yeah, Tanma. Thank you for the members. Deep fry one of Sissy's freezer squirrels. No, that's hers. Yeah. You know, I'll talk to my sis. Maybe she wants to deep fry a freezer squirrel. I don't know. Oh, I think that's too brown. I think we need to go a little blacker. There we go. There we go. That looks more Anubis adjacent. Losing all my hair. Losing all my hair because the meds revised. Standing on a chair. Standing on a chair. Standing on a chair because I earned my life. I earned my life. I earned my life. Look, ultimately, chat, at the end of the day, unlike some creators out there, you'll never catch me having sex on stream. Wow, Midas, that's a low blow. You're really gonna put down other people? Yes. I'm gonna put down people that are acting degenerate and then defensive about their degeneracy. Making her black or Chinese. We're making her Egyptian. Marker on a grave. Marker on a grave, and I know I'm the one that died. Underneath the name. Underneath a name. Underneath the name. I said he earned his life. I earned my life. Midas, that's punching down. Is it really? She is so heinously rude to every single individual I see online. Even the apology she released recently was such a non-apology, it made me, like, shrink inside a little bit. Like, I have not seen a more disingenuous, sorry, but also because I don't like you, I'm not sorry, apology in such a long time. Like, I do not understand the mindset of the mean girl bitches. Like, because that is such mean girl behavior. Logan Paul's apology was better. I'm gonna be honest, yeah. Logan Paul's apologies have been better historically. Tell it to my wife, Jesus Christ, been another foreign. I'm really so worried if I wasn't always right. Do you think Tenma's diehards will be mad that I made her tan? I don't think they will. I don't think they will, because she's been tan before. Tanma. I think they may be mad I made her Egyptian, though. No, I don't even think they'll be mad. I think they'll be confused. No, FaZe loves Tan Woman. Yeah, I had to think about it for like 30 seconds. You know what's genuine, though? You're seeing that code Midas for gamers? Yeah, okay. Nah, they be trouble. Yeah, you're right.
Government is the solution to our problem.
Gamer Midas, Midas Gamer. A gamer? I don't even know her. Make Pippa tan as well to compensate. No, no, no. We're making white furry Pippa. This is white furry Pippa. White furry emo Pippa. We can't make her tan because she's white. White furry. They'll take your money into their greasy hands. Thank you, Corm. Cause you're Jane, thank you for the members. Also earlier, Malumal, thank you for the members. I've got quite a bit of YouTube to catch up on. I'm Ronald Reagan, yeah. Tenma looks cool like this. Tenma always looks cool. She just looks cool, but Egyptian now. But like cyber Egyptian. I love like the 2000s fantasy Egypt vibe that people would, you know, do. We don't see much of it anymore. Say you love me, need freedom, I'll defeat them. With economics, baby. With Reaganomics, baby. Atomic bomb it, yeah. I will say this is very sketchy. See you later, Tonk. See ya. Yeah, I still have no idea. I'm still very lost as to what the stuff in the background is supposed to be. Those are cool colors? Yeah! Is this because I wanted to draw an Egyptian Tenma? Yes! This is entirely because I wanted to draw an Egyptian Tenma. Holding two dogs. I wanna study law, cause only law's alright. I wanna calculate construction costs all night. We need gold. Of a man-made object towering over all. I have the strangest dreams. I'm late for the Pippa one. Oh, Gordon. Here we go. Make me think there's a mecha design. I think that too, but I'm not sure how to, like, address it, you know? I want to send that man far away. Well, actually, what if I made her eyes glow? What if I made her glowy? Like white pupils. Towering over. Oh. You like your spider lilies, huh? Oh, well, here's the thing, Parrot. Her original silhouette has spider lilies. Hold on. Like, watch. See? The original silhouette has spider lilies on it. I'm not making this up. I think we're almost done, though. You know what she's missing? She's missing some gold tattoos. Some gold cyber tattoos. Parrot, you showing up reminded me that cyber tattoos exist, so. There we go. Gonna log out. See you next broadcast. See you next broadcast. I think we're almost done. I think we've got maybe like 10 minutes to go and then I'm tapping out. Then we'll find someone to raid. As for the shoes, I'm not sure. Maybe, I guess we'll go with the black still. They remind me of Sonic's shoes just a little bit. They're not very Egyptian or cyber, but we'll put the blue in there. Sure, why don't we do gold straps? The circle, lose your mind. Forgive the unrequited advice, but I think the gold details and snouts of the arms would be nice. Maybe. I just don't know where I would put it, you know? You mean like on the actual nose here? Oh, actually, you're right. That is kind of a vibe. In a spiral of ants. Why do the dogs have their tongues? I'm not. It looks kind of like they do, but that kind of falls apart when you see the angle that the sketches curve at. Like, hold on, let me get rid of that. Like, look at how they curve. They don't look exact. Like, they have the shape of tongues, kind of, but they curve into. Hold on. They curve into the body. They don't curve into the dog. So they can't be tongues. Thanks for Bunny touched on telephone. Of course, Onapop. Good luck. Thank you, Van Mario. Thank you so much. I don't know. I feel like this is stumping me. This is stumping me substantially. I don't know what exactly to do about this because it does look like ship stuff, but they're asymmetrical as well. What I'm gonna do? I'm going to assume that these big curves are more tails. She has multiple tails. And they just wrap around in weird ways. Dance. I think though to differentiate it from the jacket, we need to outline the jacket just a little bit. You got to keep it flowing. You are one ant. Blue accents on the tails, maybe? Maybe. That'd be kind of cool. Since we're here, we might as well. Want to give yourself a most challenge, a letter grade for a percentile grade. Either way, gold star for Golden Midas. Thank you, Kobita! And thank you for the 5. I'm gonna start buying lottery tickets to find all the different alts doing a cover of Touchtone Telephone. You want me to do a group cover of Touchtone Telephone, but I'm like every voice? Because I'm unironically down to do that. That'd be kind of funny. Hi, Midas. Hi, Passion. Tenma of Wrath. You know, this could be like a spiked guard on the fluffy tail. Like, I know it's not a cuff for the arm, but maybe it's a cuff on a tail. This doesn't work over here because the tail is too skinny, but I'm out of ideas, I think. I'm plumb out of ideas, so we're just gonna make it a spike. Because I know that y'all wanted me to do that anyway. Alright, that fills in most of it. Sort of. Let's make this little gold, piece gold. We'll see how close I get in like 2 days when their real designs drop. I'm very excited to see if I was close even remotely on one of them. Alright, let's get rid of these. Alright. Before, after. You must save Cyber Egypt! Alright. Now what's next? Let's save. Let's drag this. Oh. Oops. Change canvas size. This is why I don't do too many of these art streams. I stop looking at chat for like 30 seconds, and I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable knowing that chat's talking without me. They're having fun without me. All right. All right, guys. Time for me to go comment these on their posts. Save. Let's go find someone to raid on YouTube's side. Heads up, we've detected audio on your stream belonging to someone else. What the fuck? Lemon Demon has always been safe, YouTube. What the fuck is wrong with you? Neil Cicerega specifically has made... Oh, some idiot must have AI put his shit into... Oh, fuck. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. What a waste of my... That's fine. I'm just gonna have to find new music I like. I'm so sad. Alright, on YouTube side, let's raid Luto Araka. Okay. Alright, guys. On YouTube side, get out of here. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Alright. And